Good morning, my magnificent ones. Sue Paulson here, your magnificence mentor. Welcome to Tea with Sue. It's a great joy to be back with you today. All this week, I've been focusing on not only the concept, but the experience of self-care. I've been focusing on it in a little different way. I'm going to assume that you, like me, have figured out how to care for yourself for years and years and years already. And we learn how to do that in a variety of ways. Of course, in our fast-paced everyday journey right now, it seems as if we do things to speed the process up, to time things out so that we're not wasting time looking after ourselves. So can you have a 2-minute shower and get out the door? Can you brush your teeth really fast and all the things that you need to do to look after yourself? Pull your clothes out of your closet and just go. Well, that's all very well and good. And in the hustle bustle of life, there are times when we gear up and speed up and do that. The challenge, though, I think, is in the process of that, we lose the experience of really caring for ourselves. And of course, we lose the experience, too, of caring for others and involving them in the joys of self-care. So let me give you a little example. So this week, I've been very mindful of how I go about doing the daily things that I do that look after me physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all those things. So let's take the physical body. It needs food, right? and I'm a foodie, I confess. I love food. And so, but because I've cooked for so many years, I haven't been all that enamored of staying in the kitchen too long. So it's just easy to just open the fridge and grab something quick that fills my body and does the job. But lately, I've rediscovered the joys of chopping vegetables. So some of my favorites are, I really like red peppers and the bell peppers and celery and cucumber. And so if I'm going to make a stir fry, well, there's a fair bit of chopping to do. Well, I get busy. I find my sharpest knife, the cutting board that works for me, and I, rinse my vegetables. But as I was doing it, I thought, let's make this kind of a Zen moment here. I have time. So let's just enjoy and savor every step and everything that I'm doing, from the smell of the vegetables to the feel of each one of them, the texture that's a little bit different. And then as I carve them and chop them and do what's necessary, delight in the colors of them, because there's this cornucopia of color that bursts forth and you go, wow, that's so pretty. Well, it's so pretty when the vegetables are raw, and then as I stir fry them, then the color changes somewhat and they get a little bit brownish here and there, and mushrooms transform from that soft velvety texture into something that looks and tastes and smells quite different. So, and then of course I revel in whatever spices I'm going to put on them. So really, when we think of self-care, it's a very sensual experience, meaning we're engaging all of our senses: the touch, the taste, the sound, the look, the scent or the smell of everything. And when we engage all those five senses, it fills us up. It just charges up something in us that's pretty innate. And it's lovely. So that's a food example, of course, of self-care. Well, and it nourishes the body in a way that we may not have expected before. So now let's think about personal care of the body. So you jump in the shower. Well, instead of jumping in the shower and saying, okay, how fast can I get this stuff? Scrub, 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 and then where's my towel? And out you go. Revel in the feel of the water as it's flowing over your skin. Your skin is the largest organ in the body, and it's so sensitive to different sensations. So you can feel a mosquito on the back of your hand, and mosquito legs aren't very big. So you think, wow, that's pretty marvelous how I can actually feel that. So notice it and appreciate your skin for what it does for you, because it's the only coat we have to keep everything together. And so we want to look after it and honor it and cherish our skin, because it's vital to our health and well-being. And I don't know if you have this, but I know if when I get overwrought about something in a particular way, I get a rash right now. And it just, bam, my skin responds and says, oh, you're upset about something. And then I get this rash and I'm going, oh, dear me. Oh, boy, calm down, calm down. And so it's an interesting barometer for what's going on in our lives. If we don't put enough clothes on and it's cold out, well, our skin and our body tells us right away, wait a minute, where's your toque? Where are your mitts? Where are, and on and on. The same thing if we're too hot. Well, okay, you need a cold drink to cool down. So there's all these signals. Well, why not enjoy whatever it is that you're doing to care for yourself in the moment? Think about it, focus on it. It doesn't take any more time. And you may find that in slowing yourself down, in really zeroing in on what's going on in right this moment. Well, right this moment, I'm chopping vegetables. Right this moment, I'm slicing fruit. Right this moment, I'm brushing my hair. And so you focus on whatever you're doing in that moment. And of course, is inevitable because our minds are busy, you'll have all these thoughts flitting through your head, maybe about your day or worries that you have or whatever. Well, do yourself a favor and just allow them to walk on through, go in and out. Yeah, no, I'm focused on looking after myself right now. So when you focus on you in just that moment or two, it sets you up to have a good day so that you can focus better on other people. That's why having a meditative moment, for example, first thing in the morning, a little time of contemplation and just to ease into your day, even if it means waking up 10 minutes earlier, to say, all right, let's just focus on me for a moment. And if you want to nourish your spirit, nourish your soul, then it's to allow yourself to go into that contemplative focus, that meditative state where you just allow yourself to be. You're not doing anything. You're just allowing yourself to be and be who you are. Be your magnificent self. So I think the more you can concentrate and focus on your senses and on looking at, well, how does that work for me? How do I take that through my day? So your first cup of coffee in the morning, don't just wait for it to cool and then start gulping it down. The aroma of coffee is quite lovely. So savor the scent of coffee and then that first sip and the maybe slight bitterness on your tongue, or if you use cream, maybe it's particularly velvety, whatever that is. Well, engage in your cup of coffee and appreciate it as it flows down into your throat and your body, and you feel this little perk up to wake you up. So for me, tea is a very sensual experience. I pull out my favorite cup. I smell the Earl Grey and that bergamot in there that I so enjoy. and put my little bit of lightener in it, whether it's coconut milk or whatever I happen to have on hand. And it just really puts me in the frame of mind that I want to be in. And it helps me just gear down and slow down. It doesn't mean that we don't have to go at times in our lives. I was roaring around the drugstore the other day because my car wouldn't start and I had to get a boost. And so that had me kind of flapping. I was feeling all upset because I only had a certain amount of time to get done what I wanted to get done. And it set me back on my schedule. Well, I'm sitting in my car and letting it run because I'd had the boost. And I'm going, okay, and I see this odd light, another light on my dashboard that's not supposed to be there. And I'm going, oh. And because I've been having car troubles and it was really freaking me out. And so I'm getting upset and I was angry and I just said, I just want to cry. And so I thought, well, then cry. So I had myself a little cry and I felt better. And so there's another way of self-care, because life has a way of just knocking us off our pins at times, or rattling us or shaking us up. And for me, because I feel things quite intensely, then this idea of the car just kind of hit me, and I'm going, okay, Sue, now, okay, what do you need to do to calm down? And so the cry helped, and I started tapping. If you're familiar with the emotional freedom technique, it was a great way for me to just bring my stress levels down. And so then, yes, I didn't have a lot of time to go from where I needed to be back into my office so I could get on a call that I was scheduled. And I was envisioning being a half hour late. But it was interesting how just calming down, I created more space for myself. I created, in a very interesting way, more time. And the funny thing was, at the grocery store, at the drugstore, their computers weren't functioning properly. So they had to run all my purchases through twice before I could pay. And I'm going, oh, well, I'll get home when I get home, and I'll get on the call when I get on the call. Well, much to my delight and surprise, instead of being 30 minutes past when I wanted to be there, I was only 10 minutes past. And I was able to grab myself a drink and something to eat while I was getting ready for the call. So it was fascinating to me how dealing with whatever was going on with me, which was some upset and some franticness and this concern and worry and all of that, because I sat there for a moment and I dealt with it, then I got my equilibrium back and I was able to carry on with my day. So, you know, you can do this. You know, you are magnificent enough to just take this on and notice. And the question you ask yourself, is there a better way I can take care of myself in this moment? What can I do? What do I need? How can I take care of myself? And then do it. Do whatever comes to you. And you don't have to take a long time. You can take longer if you have the time, but give yourself that gift. And I think you'll find that when you give yourself that gift, or give that gift to you, then whatever you give to anyone else will be easier, and you'll have less anxiety around looking after other people as well. So, my dear magnificent ones, go take that on for this next week. Be mindful of self-care and paying attention to your senses. If you like this video, please share it. Please subscribe to my channel. I invite you, if you'd like more Tea with Sue, this is episode 56, so there's quite a few before this. You're welcome to download my free app, The Magnificence Mentor, either at Google Play or the Apple Store. And you'll find lots more Tea with Sue content in there. In the meantime, have a glorious weekend, and we'll see you next week.